already know, but when you listen, you may learn something new. The Dalai Lama. In addition to being a spiritual leader for millions, I hear he's also a heck of a golfer. So he got that going for him, which is nice. Caddyshack reference for those of you who might know. Our Ascension vision statement: be a leading insurance and benefit solutions provider by combining large-scale resources with customization and personal attention, and differentiate on value creation by having the most innovative and compelling approaches, the highest level of service, and the strongest team. Let's jump into the meeting today. It'll probably be a little bit brief. We do have several folks who you're used to hearing from who are tied up in some meetings. So other people have stepped in to handle that. Just going to talk about our sales, claims administration performance, some success stories, and ABCDs. Back on the train to get people to use Team ACS email. I was really happy we actually had one email in the prior month to Team ACS, but that's it. So back to getting no emails. What I really would like is to have a discussion about what these meetings ought to be, what sort of topics you're interested in us talking about. Again, ABCDs being submitted as well, success stories that you bear witness to. It's a great opportunity for you to just shoot off an email real quick. So I would appreciate hearing from you, and maybe we can make these meetings even more meaningful. That being said, I'm going to flip it over to Jamie Linden, who is going to do his best Michael Babor impression and talk about our new sales.
All right. Thanks, Neil. We all know there's only one Michael Babor, so I won't even try and emulate him. But I will say that really good news on the sales front. We're now up to about $2.15 million in new business for 2016, which is a great result. So thank you to all of our production team that are on the call. We had a goal this year of $2 million. And we have exceeded that. I think when all is said and done, and we true up what we what we think the actual results are going to be, we'll probably be closer to about 2.2 million. So just a great result. And when you look at the team's pipeline, so what open opportunities there are currently, it's roughly about 2 million. We're not even into the full 2017 sales cycle yet. So looking forward to a big 2017, but the team did a great job. It's about 11 or a 12% new business rate, which is roughly slightly above what the industry is at. So just a really nice result by the team. And thank you really to the production team, but to everybody involved. A lot of credit goes to the producers, and rightfully so, on new business, but I know a lot of our service team and other folks, IT team, are heavily involved with bringing on new accounts. So thank you to everybody for all of your really hard work and great result. So if we move to the next slide, I'll now be doing my best Jim Yankich impression. I think he usually speaks to this slide, although Michael and Krista may as well. So this is an update on our retention dashboard. And really at a high level, what we're looking at here is really, I think as most folks know, we're primarily through the renewal season. We have, when you factor in the non-renew confirmed all the way to the right, we've got about 15% left of that 15-16 revenue number, that 17 million that has yet to be renewed. So we're really through the heavy lifting. I think we've got a few student health accounts in October to wrap up, and then we've got 2 or 3 1/1 renewals that show up in that 15-16 number that we won't be addressing till later in the year. The international exchange, UC international exchange business is one of those items. So I know a lot of people have spent a lot of hard work over the last several months going through the renewals. Really, again, appreciate particularly the service team's work in pulling those together and really getting through a successful renewal season. I know we had some lost business that we identified early on in the year, but we've done, other than that, we've done a nice job. And so thank you to everybody on your hard work on that. Move on to the next slide.
Yeah,
sorry.
thanks, Jamie.
Go ahead. Yep.
Okay. So next up is the claims administration, and I get to just toss that over to Marcos Rowland to talk about that.
Good morning, everybody. Starting with customer service, our call answer time was 42 seconds. With an abandonment rate of 3%, which we held the abandonment rate, but we struggle with the average speed of answer, largely due to some technical system issues. On the claim turnaround, we had another strong month, processing 90% within 14 days, and an average of 6.52 days. On the technology side, the topic of technology often comes up, especially the BTS claim system. BTS is a homegrown product, which means we can continue to make improvements to the system and to streamline adjudication and minimize workarounds. This past month, IT improved tracking and aggregation for the deductibles and out-of-pocket expenses to the plan maximums, the Express Scripts copays to the plan maximums, and the in-network versus out-of-network deductible and out-of-pocket accruals. IT continues to develop internal and external web-based functionalities, so more to come. That's it, Neil.
All right. Thank you, Marcos. I feel like I'm officiating tennis or something, but I'm going to toss it back over to Jamie on this one. You guys aren't going to hear me much this time, which I'm sure you're all great.
Thanks, Neil. All right, now to talk about something even more exciting, our financial results. Not much to share here, which is why we tried to put the year-to-date and full-year results on the same slide. Year-to-date, as you can see, we're roughly at budget, slightly below on the revenue side, a little bit above on the EBITDA side. When you look on our full-year results, though, you'll see that the blue bar, the forecasted full-year results, is below the budget on both revenue and EBITDA. We've talked about this before about really what's driving that. It's primarily the lost business, particularly from the UC schools that we identified earlier in the year. Another piece of it is also the loss of the TPA business with the Claremont colleges, with Aetna taking that over. What gets lost in there again is the new business result, which was better than expected. We should also see, I think, some expense improvement. Our other operating expenses will probably come in a little bit better than we expect in the last quarter of the year because we have some lower revenue. So I do think that these numbers on a full year basis may slightly improve as we go through the last 3 or 4 months of the year. But this is where we're at currently. We will be putting together the 2017 budget over the next few months, and we will certainly share that with everybody once we get that finalized later in the year.
All right. Thank you, Jamie. Yeah. All right. Well, moving right along, I get to talk about the really fun stuff, the success and the ABCDs. But once again, encourage you to share your success stories through the Team ACS email, so we have more of these to talk about. I thought this past week we had one success with our second annual Service Team Appreciation Week. We created this in recognition that the service to our clients and the incredible service teams throughout Ascension that creates and sustains our success. We certainly appreciate the work of our service team and, yes, even our producers all year. But setting aside a special week has proven to be a winning idea that originated with the CSI, or Client Service Initiatives team, a couple of years ago. So the second SAW was highlighted by special treats and gifts throughout the week, a murder mystery event in LA for the LA and Agora Hills offices, and a Top Golf event with Overland Park and the Salt Lake City offices coming together. From what I've heard, both events were smash hits. Having attended the luncheons for both, I really think everyone was having a good time, and it was great to see that. So I hope everyone enjoyed the week and the time spent with their colleagues. I call that a good success. And following up on that, ABCDs, again, above and beyond the call of duty, time to spotlight your fellow employees, your colleagues. Same email address, teamacs@ascensionins.com. I know sometimes that ascensionins is hard to type out, but just put it in your cache and you'll be able to write emails every month. It'll be really easy. But I did have some ABCDs I wanted to recognize, and I know that we did this at different times during the events, but to several of you in ACS who were involved in planning the awesome, or should we say, SAWSOME events for the second annual Service Team Appreciation Week across ACS, and beyond in the roles. Really, the week wouldn't have come together without some folks who decided they'd take on some extracurricular work in addition to what they're doing every day to really help plan and execute these great events. So a special thank you to Ruth Feldblum, Lisa Beard, Andrea Denning, Kristen Lejean, Mary McPartling, Madison Mole, Lou Warren, Kendra Butler, and Krista Millette for taking the roles and planning those and putting that together for all of you. Great job. Thank you. And believe it or not, in record time, that is really all we have for this month. So the stock gifts just keep on coming. You get a shorter meeting and some time back in your day. Thank you, everyone. Really appreciated everything that happened over last week. Obviously, let's keep that going throughout the year and just keep that in mind. It's really the service team that makes everything go. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Onward, upward, and forward. Have a great rest of your week.